what I said last week with the, you're driving and you get cut off. Okay. You remember that, let's say the next day or the next week or whatever, because in that moment, you put an emotional attachment to what happened to you in the moment. So let's say person cut you off, you got outraged, like completely outraged, like full anger, like honking your horn, whatever. That emotion, that rage, that anger gets stored into your body and stored as a memory now of that event because you attached an emotion to it. Same thing happens when we remember good things in our past, like when we were a child and, oh, I remember coming here and, oh, it was so much fun, because you put an emotional attachment at that age to that event, to that situation. And it becomes ingrained into your body, ingrained into your mind. And the reason why we remember it is not because of the event itself, but because the emotion we allowed ourselves to have at that time. This is why it's very important to pay attention to what emotions we have with certain people, certain events, certain things that happen in our lives. So I'll give you a couple of the signs to look for and to know, to understand, like, oh yeah, no, this is something, because we don't associate it with emotional clutter, because nobody thinks that. Like, everyone's like, oh, whatever, it's just because of this or that. It's only because of this person or this, whatever. No, it's because the emotions you stored before are now coming forward and being expressed in a totally weird, odd way. And you're like, what the heck? So it makes you angry, upset, sad, totally off track of what you were doing that day. And it can literally throw you off track for the rest of the day. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. I've experienced it myself over the years, and I know what it is and I can recognize it. But that's the point of, like, seeing, okay, what are the signs? So you can recognize and say, hey, whoa, slow down. Let's reevaluate what the heck's going on. So some of them are overwhelm. You can get anxiety, anger, rage, like all of that entire, whatever synonym you want to put for anger, feeling stuck, difficulty letting go of the past experiences, reoccurring negative emotions. So those are, like, the general things of that. And then how your body reacts to it, because guess what? Our bodies store those emotions. Whether we want to admit it or not, it stores it. And the problem is, it stores it in ways that actually cause physical harm to our body, or physical ailments, or some form of pain in our body. And it's like, yeah, that's because our subconscious is carrying on to those emotions, but it's showing us, and it will manifest itself, or whatever word you want to call it, into our physical actual body, so that we actually pay attention. Because we're not going to pay attention to our subconscious. We're not going to be like, yeah, okay, cool. That's an emotion that I carried from when I was like 7 years old. Cool, whatever. But if you see things like gut issues, stress is a big one, tension, constant headaches, digestive issues, fatigue, constantly being tired, because your body is constantly your subconscious is trying to go through these emotions, and going day to day to day, you're just trying to survive and get from today to tomorrow. And okay, great. And I'm waking up. Okay, great. Got to go to work, blah, blah, blah. I just want to come home, enjoy whatever. But in the background of your mind and of your body and stuff like that, those emotions are continually coming up. Whether you see somebody specifically, like it's, let's say it's a coworker or a boss, or you have to still work with an ex, or you still have to, deal with whatever. You may think that I'm fine. But then all of a sudden your body is like, oh, I'm achy, like constantly achy. And there's no real reason for it, logically. But let's just throw the logic out the window when it comes to emotions. Our brain will not be able to comprehend emotions logically.